Here are three things that will happen if you decide to get into a relationship with a man who is broke and barely got his life together. Number one, he will give you a lot of sex because that's all he has to offer. He will use sex to keep you distracted, to keep you preoccupied with providing him with money and things that he needs to help build him up, because he's giving you this pipe dream of a story that you and him will be a power couple someday, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, if you just continue to support him. He knows he don't have shit to offer you, so he will sleep with you morning, noon, and night and try to get you hooked and pacify you while he drains your money and resources. He doesn't intend on staying with you once he gets on his feet. So he's hoping that the sex will keep you pacified long enough until he gets what he needs out of you. Then he's out of there. The second thing that will happen is he'll bully you. He'll bully and abuse you. Let me tell you something. A man determines his self-worth by his financial status. If he's broke or struggling or in between jobs, he's not going to feel good about himself. He's going to hate what he sees in that mirror. And best believe he's going to be resentful because he's broke and lacking. So he's going to turn around and bully you and punish you because you have your shit together. Even though you're helping this man, he feels emasculated. You don't make him feel like a man, even though you're helping him and contributing and trying to get him on his feet and nurse him and give him your car so that he can go on his job interviews. He doesn't appreciate it and he feels emasculated. Therefore, he will be mean to you. He will be verbally, emotionally, and sometimes physically abusive. He won't even like you. And he'll be low-key envious and competitive because you got your life together and he don't. Even though y'all in this relationship and y'all supposed to be building together, he will fucking resent you. And his resentment will turn into bully-like abusive behavior. Be careful. Number three, instead of him doing the right thing and working with you and building with you, he's going to take your money and use it to impress other women. His side chicks, his baby mothers, the women in his family. So in other words, he will take your money and anything else you give him, buy clothes, buy Jordans to impress other women, take pictures and post them on Facebook and act like he's single, knowing he's laid up with you. He will use your money for all his addictions, gambling addiction, lottery tickets, buying clothes, drugs, alcohol, weed. He will blow your money on his addictions, and he will wine and dine his side chick with your money. Moral of the story, stay away from broke men. You're not going to last. He's going to destroy you.
Salutations, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm late tonight because I had a meeting at the job. Unfortunately, we have to have these meetings because some people feel like because they have guns, they want to use them. And I work in childcare, and the last thing we need is someone coming into our building and we're not prepared. So we had a special meeting where one of the police officers came in and gave us tips and gave us pointers and educated us on what happens during these times. And so we are at least better prepared today than we were yesterday to defend ourselves and our children that you trust us to look after during the day while you're working or carrying on your life businesses. So we will have additional training and everything else. And as time passes, we will be even more prepared. But it's scary because these are the things we have to deal with because our legislation or our legislators that wants, to them tomorrow's tax day. So your tax is going to go to people who've decided that they're not going to do anything to protect you on both sides. Unfortunately, neither side is doing anything. But anyway, that's why I'm late. So, but I'm here. I'm trying to get this show done really quickly. I'm not sure we're going to have a real talk session. If we do, let's just make it shorter or whatever, because I don't want to keep you all night. I know you guys got to get up tomorrow and go to work. Okay, so we're going to go on with the show. I showed that video that was sent to me, and I was going to show it last week, but I decided to go a different route. That lady was pretty harsh, wasn't she? Wasn't she? Hopefully, I don't get tongue tied all night. She was pretty harsh. But I've been saying that all along. You know, most of the time when they talk about men being broke, they have no problem saying broke. Now, I have questions, you know, like, who are you dealing with, ma'am? Because a lot of what she said was just based on sexual stuff like that. And I don't know who you've been dealing with. It seemed like a lot of pain in there. You had a lot of anger there. But my problem was this. I don't have a problem with you saying what you said. You know, you can be harsh with us. You know, men, we're kind of used to it. But the only thing is, you see, she was an older grandma, and so whatever, she probably had a life long of bad people that she's dealt with, and she's allowed to enter her viscous innards. But when it comes to men, we get this. So broke men get attacked. But fellas, we got to accept them the way they are. So if you say, I don't want a woman that's overweight, you can say overweight. You can say anything. You say, I don't like a big woman. All of a sudden, your body shaming. Or you say, I don't want a woman that's a man-to-be, or I don't want a woman that's aggressive. Now everything that we want is deemed to be shallow, deemed to be immature, deemed to be childish. But you are allowed, and the comment section actually agreed with her. There were a lot of average and below average women on there saying, I know that's right. I never date a broke man. Ma'am, you'd be happy to get a man that even can walk, because you don't fit the bill. The number one thing men look for is your physical appearance, and you jack that up. So broke men, you're allowed to say it, but I would watch your level of saying it if you know you don't fit. If you're not in that level where you can actually demand that, you might want to use better words. Maybe you want a man that's got his finances in order. You can say that, but that broke thing, that just rubs me wrong, because you like 400 pounds. I don't want a broke man. Pass that hamburger. I don't want a broke man. Give me that Slurpee. Extra sauce. That's ridiculous. But speaking of ridiculous, I had to add this last minute.
Why does the rules not apply to everybody else? That's my phone. No, you did not keep nobody else's phone. And you finna give me my shit.
Don't touch me.
That's on my phone.
Don't touch me. Girl, don't touch me. Girl, don't touch me. Who the
Get a t-shirt. Get a t-shirt.
Fuck you. Somebody get a fucking teacher. Get a fucking teacher. Get a fucking teacher. Get a fucking teacher. Get a teacher. Get a teacher. Somebody get a teacher. I don't give a fuck. Get out. Get a teacher. Get a teacher. Get a teacher. Get a teacher. Get a teacher.
Y'all just go sit here and watch
Get a teacher. Get a fucking.
So, oh God, she had on underwear. It was a thong. I know the biggest question everybody had was, why didn't she have on better underwear? Why did she come to work dressed like that? That's I mean, believe it or not, I wasn't looking for that. I mean, I've noticed it. Of course, I'm a man. I like women. So, of course, I look, but I wasn't like salivating. I wasn't doing anything like, oh, my God, I just need to have her. Like, oh, I wasn't on nothing like that. You know, I definitely wasn't, you know, into something like that. I was just wondering where your underwear, and then I saw the purple little thing. You know, her purple actually disappears as you go through the, what, you know what I mean. But besides that, let me say this. Those of us who are in education, whether it's childcare, you know, elementary, junior high school, college even sometimes, we deal with the worst element of children sometimes. These children nowadays are so flagrantly disrespectful. Did you see the way she rose up at that lady? And me personally, I'm looking at this and I'm saying she was at her wit's end. That's why I looked at it. I looked at it as she's at her wit's end. That this lady actually, they do push you there. Trust me, they put you in that moment where you feel like if you say one more thing, I promise you, I'm gonna handle my business with you. And so I guess she felt like, hey, I needed to do something. She handled her business. Now, I'm interested to knowing what the aftermath of this was, because I'm pretty sure there will be some disciplinary action done to her because she beat a child down. But let me ask you, was she wrong? Yes or no? Was she wrong in putting her hands on that child? I think she was overly aggressive. She didn't have to slap the child's hand away like that, maybe. But see, I'm not in that position because, like I said, when you are at your wit's end, there's no telling what you will do. You actually will light somebody up. And in this case, yeah, she's definitely fired. I agree, Miss Lynn. She's fired. She's gonna be fired. So the issue is that the child can challenge and attack the children when they respond. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because it's like me being around children. I mean, the oldest children are 11 and some 12. And when I tell you, sometimes they could be very disrespectful. They could push you to that point where you just lose it. And some of them say at 12, they don't really raise up. Some of them maybe, but they mouth. They say some of the dumbest things to you, and they think that you just supposed to just take it because you're an adult, because they've told themselves that, oh, he can't do anything to me. And I'm thinking the way she was, I think she was at her wit's end, because I know how we used to treat substitute teachers. We used to treat them pretty badly. And so I think she took matters into her own hands. So my question is for you, was she wrong or was she right? I'm siding with the teacher on this one, because I just been around it too much. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but speaking of little kids, did y'all happen to see this on Netflix or Lifetime or whatever? I know we were tired of the first two and everything else, but I think, and I'm going to cover this real quickly, if you haven't seen it, if you watch this video, the last one, because the thing is about court cases. When you have a court case, the court of public opinion, that's one thing. But court cases where there are documents and there's documentation and there's evidence, DNA evidence, where there's phone calls, text messages, a whole lot of things that are presented in courts that we don't see watching the news or listening to the radio or on Instagram or YouTube even. We don't see what really happened. Having watched this video, the documentary, I will tell you this. There is no way that man should get out of jail. There is absolutely no way. Some of that stuff that he did, that if a jury, do y'all know how hard it is to get 12 jurors to say you're guilty? This is not back in the day. When if you was black and you so much as whistled at a bird, they would kill you and say, oh, well, you're going to get off. This is not that time. It could be that rough sometimes, but definitely we're in a different era right now. It is extremely difficult to get 12 people to convict anybody of anything these days. And what up, Dennis? Here's the thing. If you are still a fan of R. Kelly, a fan, not a fan of his music, some of his music you may still like, but even watching this and hearing some of the stuff he did, it's just, and here, this is the last thing I want to say, and I'll move on. They said in the court case, and it was a lot of people said it, right? That they were showing a video of him doing some disturbing things to one of them women, right? But in the background, his music was playing. And in the courtroom, when they played the video, they said he was literally bobbing his head to the music. You cannot make this up. He was bobbing his head to the music. That's very, very, very disturbing to me. And like I said, if you are still a fan of him and you one of those people saying free R. Kelly, then I'm looking at you real side-eye right now. So why did everybody that was involved and able to stuff happen? Well, here's the thing. They were going to charge some of them. I know one of them where I knew him personally. He used to go to the church where I used to play. The only last church that I actually joined, he was a member of. His name was Demetrius Smith. If you watch the documentary, you know all about him. He used to go to the church. He used to live next door to the church. R. Kelly showed up to our church service. I wasn't there for some reason that day, and I usually used to play on Tuesdays. But he showed up to a Bible study, and he definitely was there. He definitely was there. So I knew Demetrius. I didn't know the extent of at that time, I really didn't care because I was a little younger. I was still in my 20s. So I really didn't know. Wasn't really a huge fan of R. Kelly. I think he maybe have 3 songs that I actually really liked, but they were all baseline oriented. And one of them he did with Jay-Z that we actually put in gospel songs. We actually put that baseline in gospel songs. I heard you. I heard some of y'all do it. Don't cap. But no, I was never really a fan of him. So when they say, oh, R. Kelly was at church today, I was like, okay, what did he do? He just sat there. He's probably looking around. But the dude had issues, like super duper major issues. Now, we can actually project and say the parents, and I agree with you in that regard, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about R. Kelly. The parents were wrong. Some of them knew that, but I look at it like this. You know how people like to turn around and say, well, black people sold black people into slavery, right? But it's been documented that when those people sold our people into slavery, they had a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them didn't have any idea what those slaves would endure because slavery was a little different. You served a few years and they let you go. They did not know that they was going to be brutalized, beat, raped, and everything else, and then kept in captivity longer than a generation. They did not know that. So having if they knew then, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have sold those people into slavery like that. Not all of them, some of them didn't care, but a lot of them would have said, no, wait a minute, no, we're not doing that. I think the parents looked at it and said, here's a rich man, he's liking my daughter, he can provide her a better life, he can give her what her dreams are, he can make her a superstar and everything else. So they turned a blind eye to what was really going on. And then they allowed it to happen. Then when it happened, he was like, oh, S hit. Now they up in arms. That's wrong. But I'm thinking that's what happened. And then that's not even in all the cases. The same way with our African ancestors. It's not, some of them knew what he was doing, just didn't care, wanted that check. Yeah. D, if given the opportunity, would you let a man eat your... why would I... There you go. Eat that block. Eat that block. Why would you ask me that? No, that's something you think about. That's something you think about. What kind of junk is that? This ain't that kind of show. You need to go somewhere else. Maybe he like his wife to do that. I don't know, or his boyfriend, but that ain't what I'm about over here. Anyway, moving on. That's the fact that people think like that. That is funny. CJ, what's so funny, my boy? What's so funny? I mean, if you want me to, I could direct them to your inbox. If that's what if that's what floats your boat. I can unblock them and send them to your way. You guys can have that conversation on your own. But over here, we don't do that. But anyway, let's move on. Another show that I watched that I think you should look into is called The Queen's Court. Some of you watched it. I actually was watching it at one point, and Miss Lynn started watching it, and so I started watching it again. So I watched it, and as much as I could watch up to this point, and it was very interesting. It's about these 3 ladies, Nivea, whatever, Tamar, and Evelyn. I'm sure you know these women, all of them in their 40s, looking for quote-unquote real love. I watched the show, and I picked up a couple of things, and one of my friends is actually on there. His name is Mike. I've known Mike here to the right. I've known him for some years. He plays keys in Oregon. He grew up here in this area in Illinois. I know him. I just spoke with him today. He has a wonderful cooking show that you can watch. I actually posted it on my page. If you on Facebook, go check it out, man. He's a wonderful cook. He cooked some macaroni for me for one Thanksgiving, and I killed it. It was amazing to me. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. It was made the way that, I would like it. It was, for me, it was great. I loved it. But he's a great cook. And he was on the show. And as you can see, he's here with Evelyn. And we talked today. We had a good discussion about it. But let me tell you what I think about it. I think this show is funny because it's like, I feel like some of these women, when you get a certain status, they carry it like they move like they have leverage. And we all know the older you are, the least your value does increase for women. Now, some of them are still beautiful, but they're still not, they have no interest, from what I'm told, in pulling those types of men. They have their own money. But as a man going into that, you have to understand you're not going, it's almost the same thing. You're going into a woman's house. You're going by her rules. Are these women going to really be submissive to you? Are they going to allow you to move as a man? Or because if it's everything in their name and everything on them, is it really going to be you? Or are you at the whim? Because if they looking for a connection, what happens when that connection is actually gone? What happens when that connection, they don't feel it anymore because it's based on feeling at this point? So the things that hold marriage together, in my opinion, never been married, but the things that I've seen and witnessed, the things that hold marriage together goes beyond connection. It goes beyond feelings. It's about respect, honor, and duty. So what happens if the feelings and disconnect is there when you go through whatever relationship go through, that time where, I'm not really feeling him like that, or I'm not really feeling her like that, and you got to find the spark. Are they going to be willing to sit through that? See, these are the things that I think about when I watch shows like this. And then another thing that happened, kudos to my boy Mike, because he bowed out. He bowed out. I will let him tell his own story. One day he'll come on here and we could talk about it, or you could watch his live when he talks about it. But he bowed out. He had his reasons. But I had so much respect for him because I don't like any of these shows. Flavor of Love, Bachelorette, The Bachelor, because you all vying for that one person and you can't go out and explore anything on your own. You left in it's almost like you in a stable of horses, and she could choose to ride literally and metaphorically. Either one of you stallions, she could choose to do that, and the rest of the horses just sit in the stable and wait and hope that she could choose you. That's not something that if you worked your life and you tried to build yourself up, why would you subject yourself to that? So when I watch this show, a lot of them move like they have leverage. Ma'am, you are old. You could probably pull least value men, these men, regular men, working men or whatever, but the high value, the ones that make more than you, for example, one of them earns, I think Tamar is $51 million. She's worth $51 million. The chances of her meeting a man worth $51 million and marrying her is zero. It's zero. So you said the show is a joke. Yeah, it's entertaining, but yeah, I look at it and I said, nah. And I'm not even on that level. Nowhere near that level of earners and men or whatever. But I'm looking at that and be like, no, I'm good. Because me personally, I wouldn't want to live like that. I've done that with somebody that earns way less, and I'm definitely not going to deal with it. No. Well, you going to be rich? No, she's going to be rich. You're going to be her plaything till she's done with you. Amen. Lights. Thanks to her sister Tony, that's why she's worth that. I kind of agree with that. And it's when I look at this show and I read the comments of some of the posts, and I'm like, these media does curb, it seems like it curbs the dating market. It programs some of these people to think that they are on that level, that you could be 51 years old or 50 years old and still move like you in your early 20s. It doesn't work like that for you. And so the show, I think I'm looking at it and it's looking and hearing some of the stuff that they're saying, because I've been doing this, I can hear things. And that's one of the things we're going to do tonight. We're actually going to see if you can hear the little things that you need to pick up. And so I'm like, I heard that. Did anybody else pick this up? What she just said. Tamar is in her 40s and she still didn't know what she was looking for. That's not somebody I want to hook up with for something serious. You on this show. looking for a man, but you don't know what you're looking for, but you're looking for a connection. That's the funniest thing in the world. She said, they kept saying connection, connection. My boy Mike said connection today, and I said, that's that word again. The connection that you may feel when you first meet somebody is not going to stay. It's going to fade just like her looks. But the thing is, if you go looking for connection, that's the problem. We marrying based off of emotion and not off of the fact that, yeah, this is somebody I could build with, or like Mike said earlier, a purpose partner. But if somebody is dealing with connection and this is what they want, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Now, I know attraction, but define connection. Is that compatibility? We're all not compatible. I'm not compatible with the missus. She's not compatible with me. You're not compatible. We different. That's what makes it better. We're different because we're men and women. That's number one. And we're different because what she likes, I may not like. And what I like, she may not like. I love sports. She may not like sports. She may like reality TV. I don't like reality TV. Those are incompatibilities, but we make it work because it's a greater thing. But if my whole thing is based off of emotions and connections, it's going to go up in smoke, which is why a lot of them end up in divorce court. And speaking of divorce court,
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
this is going to be a different doofus of the week because this guy right here is the GOAT. You hear me? He is the GOAT. He is a Moroccan or Morocco. He's from Morocco. He plays soccer, which is what we call, they call football. We call it soccer. He's one of their premier stars. He got married to this lady that you see him hugged up with. Well, she decided to file for divorce. And if you look at this article, listen, he's the GOAT. You hear me? He's the GOAT. Check this out. He said, according to Trendy Reports, his name is Akraf Hakimis, right? His wife filed for divorce for a whole, she didn't even tell the reasons, whatever the reason. She wanted more than half of his property and fortune. But check this out. When they arrived in court, she realized he had nothing. He put his entire fortune in his mother's name a long time ago. He had nothing. He had nothing. His property is in his mother's name. He earns about $1 million, roughly $1 million American dollars a month. And the other 80% is deposited in his mother's account. He has no property, no cars, no houses, jewelry, or even clothes. Anytime he wants something, his mother buys it for him. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. So he went, listen to me. This is what we should do, fellas. Y'all, they always complain, got everything in my mama's name. But that was smart. It saved him from losing almost half of everything he worked for. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. But I'm going to say this. I see what you said, Alvin, but I'm going to tell you this. And I said this before, and then we're going to move on. But it's absolutely to no benefit for a rich man to marry. It's no benefit, not today. For what? Because the risks are higher than the reward. You can marry a woman and think everything's okay. She get divorced and take half your shift, and there's nothing you can do about it, really. She gets the house. If she has a child, you got to pay child support. That's going to be high. You got to pay alimony. That's going to be high. She get half your stuff. It's really to no benefit. Actually, it's moving into the realm where it's really no benefit to be married these days anyway. Because it's hard to trust people. We don't know. Y'all women, you think you don't know what our intentions are? The difference is you can withhold sex from us. And a lot of men, especially respectable men and men with integrity, they would say, okay, that's fine. They would say, okay, that's fine. But you would expect us to spend like we're your husbands. Not all of you, but a lot of you expect us to spend like we are your husbands on the freaking first date. And we leave ourselves open for a host of things. We leave ourselves open for a host of things. Now, make no mistake about it. There are some wonderful women out here. There are some women that are loyal. There are some women that are nice and respectful. They They're great women, but we do know there is a fair share of women, especially as you start to get younger. Those ones that have been tainted by the media and social media, those are the ones that really, really, because some of them will do anything to be seen on Facebook to make a joke out of you. So don't think this is one of those, I'm not one of those people that just bash. I will criticize you, but I will respect you and understand. And I'm telling you right now, there are some great women out here. Men, we have to be on the grind. We have to hunt them out, and we have to do well by them. But there are a host of women out here that have been, what's the word I want to say? I said tainted. That's that. Yeah, they've been corrupted by posts like this. Check this out. No, not that. Where is it? It's right here. She said, I went to the restroom, never came back. Block buddy on the wall to the bathroom. I don't know what that means. How about y'all go get F for these 3 lamb chops? This, whatever, gonna take me home. Don't get on here unless you want to fight. I mean, it was horrible. Apparently, she went to dinner with this man. They had dinner. She went to the bathroom and never came out or left. Right? He took her out. And she left. And then here's the thing. The follow-up is this. She said, guess what? I do it again and again. See, these are the types of women I'm talking about, fellas. You will spend all this money to wine and dine her, and she don't like you. It's just a free food for her. But if we say something, we get lit up. We get lit up. So this is why I say, to be honest, first dates, get to know these women. Women get to know these men before you invest something that you know you can never replace. See, a man's resources, and time, those are our most valuable assets, not our dick, our resource and our time. Your body, access to your womb, and your body, that is your most valuable resources to us. But for some reason, we tend to get that with a chicken biscuit and a Netflix movie. And then you wonder why the dating market is so jacked up. I mean, yes, snack bandits. I like it. 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 Because a lot of times we deal with, it's the way I think social media curves our mind. Post like this. You've seen this post. This post was asked. Honestly, if a man asks you to make him a sandwich at 2 a.m., you making it, you would not believe the number of women that said no. It was a lot of women that said, no, I ain't making that. I ain't getting up. He can do it himself. No, I ain't going to do all that. I ain't going to do all that. So whereas I would never ask my woman to make a sandwich at 2 a.m., the fact that I believe she would means a lot to me. The same way, whereas you would never ask your man, some of you would, to get up at 2 a.m. and dust the snow off your car and warm it up and shovel the driveway so you can get out in the morning. Whether you probably would do it, most of the time men would do that without question. But if we buck on that, we less than a man. But you are allowed to come on Facebook and say, I'm not going to make this man a sandwich at 2 a.m. I mean, none of us going to ask for that. But if we did, you should probably make this man a sandwich. Why you, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Why would you lay down with a man like that you don't even respect enough to even want to do that? So if you say get up 2 a.m., that means y'all laying in the same bed, which means sex has happened or he married you. So you are in the bed with somebody that you feel that good with, that you are in the bed with them, but you don't have enough love and respect for them that if they were hungry at 2 o'clock in the morning, you wouldn't get up in the bed and do it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to give my money to some woman and my time to some woman that would not even think of doing that, because I'm not going to be with the woman that I wouldn't think of doing something like that for myself. If your car, I remember one time, should I tell this story? I was dating somebody and her car was stuck in the snow in Chicago on the other side, almost by those of you who live in Chicago, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. off of Stony Island before you go to, what is that? What's that? Lakeshore Drive. Is that what it's called? Over by Soldier Field. Her house was way over there. I lived at that time I was in Gary, Indiana, which means I had to drive in a blizzard to your car to help you, and nobody got out to help move. It was me. They're gonna show you how really strong I am. I'm pretty strong, dude. I pushed this car by myself out the snow. She was pushing the gas and I had to push. That was hard because snow was so high. It snowed really bad. I pushed this car out, right? After it was done, I'm cold, I'm shivering. This woman didn't even ask me in to make me a cup of tea. She didn't even do that. That was horrible. I remember driving in my car back home, cussing the whole time, and not at her, at this person right here. But I'm the kind of person that I would do that. So why would I waste my time with the same woman that wouldn't even make me a cup of god dang on tea? Y'all thought I was gonna cuss. She should at least gave me no, that really, to be honest with you, I should have been falconing. But I'm not that person. But I should have been on that. But that's the kind of man that I am. And now that I'm on another level financially that I wasn't even then, I'm like, no way in hell would I do that. I deserve more because I worked my aspirations off to get to that point. But this woman degraded me in a way that no man should ever feel. And no, you mean a falcon tell me that I can't ask you for a god doggone sandwich? And it wasn't early. It was like after midnight. It was going close to 2 o'clock in the morning. It was like 1 something in the morning when I did that. So don't go on these posts talking about what you wouldn't do for your man, but this man that you should be giving your body to, if this is that type of man, instead of these Pookie Ray Rays that you lay down with, why wouldn't you want to make that man a sandwich? Now, I asked the ladies, after hearing that story, if that was me, you were with, and I asked you, and I was hungry, and I said, baby, could you make me a sandwich? Would you not do that? Would you not make me a sandwich? Now that I told you the kind of man that I am, would you not have made me a sandwich? You would have made me a god doggone sandwich. Amanda said, you want cheese? Please. With a pickle on the side. I love pickles. Pause. Pause super. Ooh, Jesus. Where you at, Whitehead? I got to bring you out this time. Yeah, I know.
Pause.
There you go. I like it cut in half. I like lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese. And I want a dill pickle on the side with some, I love water with ice. I love ice. Grapefruit juice, cranberry juice is a backup. That's what I'm saying. But it's men like that you would make that. So when these questions are asked, you should say, this is this type for that type of man. And here's the thing, it shouldn't be for that type of man. The man that you give your body to should be that type of man. That should be the type of man. So it should be without question. Yes, because the type of man that I'm with, he would move the world for me. He would do whatever he needed to do to ensure that I was okay. So the least I could do is make him a sandwich. It ain't like he told me to make lasagna or a meal. He wanted a sandwich. Stay away from, I don't get him a lot. No salt chips. Yeah, nah. I don't like no salt. Can't deal with it. And what's triggered it is when I saw this. Ask a man what he wants in a wife and listen to him describe a slave. That's what led to this post. This is my thing. I want a woman that's smart, that's funny, that's spiritual, that has a relationship with God, that's nice, soft-spoken, not aggressive, that's cooperative, but smart enough to have her own opinion, but still trusts me to lead. She doesn't necessarily have to have her own, but I do like ambition. I like women that can get stuff done. I like go-getters because they help me in what I'm trying to do because I'm a go-getter. Those are not unreasonable things. Did I just describe a slave? Yes, she can cook, but the only reason why I would say she cook because if it's a traditional setup, how I look working my long hours and coming home and have to eat whatever scraps is left. Even the dog looking like, ain't nothing here, my boy. You know, but did I just describe a slave to you? Did I just describe a slave? I think I described what most men would want. A woman that he's attracted to, that's cooperative, friendly, that's inspirational. And like I said, I like a woman that's intelligent. You got to be able to keep up with me. I don't like, if I'm always in teaching mode and there's no back and forth, it could be problematic for me. I do like to be challenged. I do like my intellect challenged. I know some of you think, oh, well, you super smart. But you would believe it or not, men that are intelligent, we still want to learn from you. We still trust that you could bring something to us that gives us a different aspect, because whereas I'm analytical, I always look for facts and data, you being able to just speak and be opinionated can swerve me in a way that I can understand, but you should be able to accurately, or at least eloquently, whatever, you should be able to articulate that. That's what I'm saying. In a way that can make me listen. Yep, for always learning. No, those are basic. And the thing, most men that I know don't want slaves. I don't know who these women be dealing with. I pray for you, because you chosen the worst of the bunch. None of the men that I know, they don't operate like that. We respect our women. We actually want to hear, we like smart women. Some men do like aggressive women. I don't. I don't like aggressive women because I'm already pretty much, I got that covered. I kind of need a balance here. I need a soft-spoken one that ain't going to, I need, like, if I'm at the airport and somebody say something slick to me, I'm ready to go. I need that woman to say, I need you free. Don't go there. That's what, so if we both aggressive, we both in jail. Dang, you whooped his ass. You did too. Now how we going to get out of here? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of woman that I want. And I didn't describe a slave. And I don't believe most women want men with ATM and dicks. I don't believe that you want a man that's just going to be like, ticking, 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 and then sex. I believe you do want a man that you feel safe with. I do believe that you want a man that you can open up and be yourself with, that's not going to destroy you emotionally. I don't believe what I see on the internet. There's a lot of women out here that are pretty falconed up, but I don't think all of you are falconed up. I don't think that one, even a little incy binksy. But I think if you keep letting social media taint you, you will be on that side. I agree, Elizabeth. That's actually a pretty good assessment. That's actually a pretty good assessment. But I just want to open up with those things because these things have found my timeline lit. And the comment section is, man, I wonder, man, do y'all ever think about what happens to these people when they go out into the dating market, the people that they meet and they conversations? I want to be a fly on the wall because I want to know what these conversations are like. Me being I'm a male advocate. This is a male advocate platform. I try to keep it, I try to be fair. But it is a male advocate platform. I will, talk about what men think about and stuff, our vision as far as relationships. But I try to be honest, but I see a lot of men out here that be on some stuff. And I said this before. Kevin Samuels, even though I'm not a fan, I respect what he was trying to do, but he tainted a lot of men because every man does not have value. Every man don't even have that kind of money. But all these men are speaking his points. It don't relate to you. Then you can't even project them correctly. So you got all the women looking at you side-eye because most of them didn't like Kevin Samuels, and then you sound like the knockoff hood version of Kevin Samuels sleeping on an air mattress. I just believe that what he was saying goes for, it's only one type of man that's high value, and it just ain't money. I'm not going to go into it now. I understand it now, whereas I didn't back in a little while ago, but I do understand it now because I'm around more high-value men. But anyway. Oh, this is going to be a funny one, y'all. Y'all ready for Preachers Go Wild? 68. Preachers Go Wild 68. Y'all ready for it? Let's have some fun, y'all. I think this is probably going to be one of the better Preachers Go Wild I ever done. Yeah, I agree, Marcus. Unless, of course, you've already built. A man in my position, I've already pretty much built what I wanted to do. I have a clear vision of what I want to do, and everything that I want to do going forward is already I have it locked in. Now, other opportunities, they are arising from, media and my IT and computers. So I have more options, but I'm still focused on where I want to be. I'm trying to move and stay focused in those. I don't need somebody to help me build. I need somebody that's going to encourage me to maintain and go forward. That's what I need. So not every man, not every man with that. No. So I know, Alvin. Here we go. Let's start with something fun. I like the way he played it off, but at some point, did it really take all of that? Did it really take him to spin off and do all that crazy stuff? I mean, what? He did play that off, though. It was almost like he meant to do it. Like, I meant to do that. I meant to do that. I meant to do that. But he really didn't beat the... what in the world? Now, listen, it's going to get real. Now, I know some of these people, so I'm going to handle this very, very delicately. So somebody posted this. They said, Demetrius Miller setting trends with spray hair. Now, those of us, we know who this is. This is Brown, right? Somebody photoshopped this thing, or I don't know if this actually happened to the play, but he got painted head. Now, men, we need to stop doing that. Now, I do use enhancements every now and then, right? When I want it to be super crispy, when I know I'm going to be in front of a camera, like not this camera, but I'm talking about a real camera. If I'm playing somewhere and I know it's going to be videotaped or whatever, I'm going to make sure that it's extra crispy. So that enhancements will be used. But you don't overdo it, right, fellas? So anyway, he was talking about this preacher here. His name is Demetrius Miller. He's a preacher. I think he's here in Chicago. So as you can see, the haircut, the blend is pretty, okay. No, the hairline is there, but it is enhancements there. You can actually really see it definitely in this picture. You can see the enhancements, right? So I guess that putting it back in context with this picture actually makes it even, yeah. So they were being funny. So this is the person the pastor they were talking about. So somebody tagged him in it and he got upset. The person who left the post tagged him in it. And he said, don't tag me in nothing. He was like, and somebody made a comment saying basically calm down or whatever, but he said definitely, I ain't mad or nothing, just don't tag me, that's all. So clearly he felt the way about it, right? So their musician actually commented, his name is Trevor Marshall, and he said, what does TFS mean? The funniest S ever, right? Is that what that means? So his sister, the pastor's sister, said you are fired. And here's the thing, this wasn't just a statement. This actually really, really, really did happen. This really did happen where he was fired for saying the funniest S ever. So I'm wondering, you tell me, because y'all always keep it 100 with me. Should he have gotten fired for doing that? Or was that too much? Golden State not going to beat the Kings. So is Golden State Golden State, the game's over here. Was this too much? Should he have gotten fired for this? For saying the funniest S ever? Do you think that's grounds to fire him though? That's what I want to know. Amanda said it was funny as ever. But see, I saw a lot of women when it started floating around. I saw a couple of ladies going at them saying, oh man, y'all do that. But I wanted to switch this up a little bit because here's the funniest thing that I saw. This man right here actually went and put some stuff in the hair, right? He's hooking it up and you thinking he's actually going to do something, just put this wig on, right? Y'all need to sit and see what's going to happen in a few seconds. Y'all see what's happening. He's putting the makeup on, he's lacing it up, and then at the end of it, Pacquiao. He does this. Look at this. Now you saying, well, Derek, what does that mean? Some of the same ladies that were commenting about this preacher and how our overuse of whatever enhancements, they look like men until they put makeup on. They look like a totally different person. I think that's unfair. I'm sorry, but I think that's unfair for you to go at men for them enhancements. But you can wake up looking like a row beast and look like a total glamour model when you do all this makeup on your face. You need to be calm. You need to chill. You need to chill. Some of them ladies on there, I went to their page and they look like a totally different person. Your profile pic changing like witches, like some witches brew. It's like, coo. Next thing you know, you all made up. You can't make this shift up. If you know you can put on a whole goo gob of makeup and make yourself look different, you look like a demon in one picture and you look like holy as of angels in the next picture, and you want to talk about a man just because he overuses enhancements? He's fixing his hair. You fixed your whole situation. You got hair, eyelashes, lipsticks. You need to be very, very careful with that. But anyway, I talked about my day job, but you've never seen this before.
Early February morning when Kelly Gibbs got a voicemail from her child's daycare.
It was the director, Kamisha Munford from Rising Generations, who left a very disturbing message, and the phone conversation was equally as disturbing. Telling me that she was a prophet from God and that we needed to split up.
That voicemail shared with Fox 5 by the family.
Hi, Mrs. Gibbs. This is Miss Kamisha calling from Rising Generations. I'm so sorry to have to call you this late and to be calling you from my personal private cell phone, but I had to call to let you know that I'm a prophet, and God often speaks to me through dreams and visions. And the word of the Lord says that God wants you and your wife to split up. And I am so sorry to have to tell you this. I also speak in tongues. I pray in tongues.
The nature of the message itself was so dark and disturbing that we were like, what the, you know?
She listened to it, and then there we sat and stared at each other for the next half hour of, what should we do? She can't go back to school there, right?
The family says the daycare is not religious, and there has never been any indication of disapproval toward the couple's same-sex marriage.
I personally had interaction with her at least 3 times a week, and never anything.
Did y'all see that? Like they were gonna understand what, like they were gonna understand what you said. You freaking kidding me? Now, let me ask you this. Was the prophet wrong in that? Was the prophet wrong? Is it her business to call and tell them to break up? My personal opinion is no. You are the director of a daycare center or learning center for children. It's not your job to get into their personal makeup, unless, of course, what they were doing was harming the child in a way. But I think you overstepped your boundaries by calling her, you know, I speak in tongue too. What? If there is no interpreter, should I do it, y'all? Should I do it? Wait. If it's no interpreter, right? If there is no interpretation,
Shut the
I'm just saying. But it's been a lot of false prophets going on. A lot of false prophets, especially this one.
Because I am not a false prophet. The Lord spoke to me just now. And just because someone is called a pope don't really mean they're the pope. It's who God gives the power to. He gave it to me. I'm not a liar. Jesus came to me.
Pause.
So I started to realize I'm the pope. I don't need no robes. I'm the pontiff. I've been chosen by God to hold the highest rank out of all preachers in the world. But I'm bold enough to say that because the Son of God came to me. And when I give a word to somebody, they should obey. When they don't, they're disrespecting the highest order in the land.
As a prophet, I'm commanding you to give it. You don't have to wait on God to talk to you. I'm his representative. If you obey my words, God will bless your finances. As a matter of fact, he'll make you a millionaire. If you're already a millionaire, he'll make you a multi-hundred-million millionaire or a billionaire if you obey my voice.
Lord, tonight I stand in my office as a king and an emperor. I come against sickness all over the world. I come against disease all over America. And God, hear what I say, God is going to make you bow to me. Oh, brother, you shouldn't talk like that. I'm going to keep talking like this.
I ain't scared of no prophet. They scared of me. They're going to do what I tell them to do.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
That dude. You know the scariest part about all that is? It's actually people that sit down and listen to him. And it's actually people that follow his every word. If nothing else scares you, that should absolutely scare you. The fact that there were people there that applauded and he has a following, that's scary. That, to me, that's scary because that's proving that people would just follow anybody. Like, yeah, Freddie White, we are on one accord, brother. People just follow anybody. If you're saying anything that they think they can latch on to, they will follow you. That is crazy to me. And the fact that people sit up under that, but that's not even the worst. Listen, we need to stop the shenanigans. Now, seriously, the shenanigans during altar call or whatever, they get worse. Some of y'all sent, like a lot of y'all sent this to me, but I went out and found other ones. Not even the one you sent me. I found other ones. Y'all ready? Check this. Ooh, please get your popcorn because you about to laugh. Did he just foot sweep him in the spirit? Did he just leg sweep him in the spirit? Just tell me yes or no. It looked like he did a leg sweep in the spirit. Now, I know this is going to sound crazy in the mug, but the fact that she could arch her back like that, shut up, Derek. Let's keep going. That back arch is, dude.
It's done.
The fact that people follow this stuff is funny to me. The fact that people follow these people. And these are some of your people. Some wonderful people, some well-meaning people, but they follow these people. That is scary. But that back arch, yeah, I'm pretty sure she got a text message later on. She got a text. That back arch. Fellas, don't act like John Morant just, no, John Morant need God for real. His thing, man, they not going to beat the Lakers. But that back arch, when I first saw that, when I was putting this together and I saw a back arch, I said, ooh, she might get a call later on, my boy. Because that back arch was clean. Shut up. No, be good. We're in Preachers Gone Wild. We're in Preachers Gone Wild. We're in Preachers Gone Wild. Yes. All give her their money to this preacher. That back arch was everything, Freddie. The back arch was everything. Ladies, listen. No. Oh, Jesus. She gonna get some discipleship. She gonna get some. Check now. Easter was last week. I don't know. And this was sent to me 100 times, right? I think when Miss Lynn sent this to me, I was not even caring. I heard about it. And then when she sent me the picture, the video, I looked and I thought it was just something from the Grammys. And those of you watch my content, you know I watch the Grammys, but I don't, you know, because I feel like it's kind of wild. So when I saw it, I thought it was the Grammys. So I was like, why is Miss Lynn sending me something about the Grammys? What is this? What is this? All right, Samaj, we ain't there yet. Let's stay on Preachers Go Wild for a second. But when I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, this is not the Grammys. I'm going to wait until the videos are done, and then I'm going to give my commentary on the other side. But this was the explanation first. Check it out.
I became the pastor, and I didn't know what a pastor did. And so I was meeting with a group of people, and they was like, what should we do for Easter? I was like, I've never preached the Easter message, so I'm not going to start this year. We need to come up with an Easter play. And they was like, all right, let's do it. I said, but it can't be no whack, raggedy, he got up. Like, it just cannot be that. Okay, y'all gonna act like I'm the only one that saw like, oh, yay. That was good. Like, I was like, it's gotta move people. And I really wanted to be focused on people who don't know God or are far from him. Because, like, usually Easter is like where we come to cheer with the people who already are on the team. That's called practice. Let me stop. I want to go after the people who haven't signed up to play the game yet. I want the person who feels lonely and isolated and like God doesn't care. I want them to see how amazing Jesus actually is and what God actually did for all of us. So I said, we're going to go to the edge on this. And they said, Pastor, how far on the edge are we going to go? I said, we're going to do everything short of sin. Oh, y'all, I felt the religious people. They booties got tight right there. They booties got tight right there. Hold up. They booties got tight right there. Stop. I said, we're going to go right to, and we're going to reach over and grab the people who thought they were nothing. Thought that God hated them. Thought that they read something that somebody said and said that God won't forgive them. We're going to snatch them.
So that's what he had to say, explaining what happened and the production that was done. So for those of you, right, hold up. Do I even got that? That would be wonderful if I got it. Hold up, hold up. And there it is. Hold up. Right, hold up. I mean, man, that was a super pause. Everybody booty got tight. All right. I don't know if I would say that in church. Especially in some of these churches, you just don't know for both sides. Pause and no pause. But for those of you who didn't see what went on, I'm going to show what I was able to find, the bits and pieces I was able to find. Now, I did mute some of the music because I don't want to get a strike or a copyright situation. You know, I already had to deal with that, and it was on me. It's my fault, but I could do better, and I'm trying to do better where I'm not getting copyright strike. But anyway, I'm going to show you bits and pieces of what I was able to find on it. Copyright. So they had these beats and fire and everything going on, as you can see. I don't know who that wasn't the Jesus figure on the cross. That's a lady. You see that? So you had him with the boots that I hate so much, the Mega Man boots.
We were saying, Dragon, this is what you need to do. Step one, find you a baddie. Okay. But step two, she gotta have a fatty. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Look back at it. Uh-oh. What is she doing?
Friends, I don't have a fatty.
Girl, we keep telling you it's okay. Your little booty matter too, friend. Y'all know they don't be discriminating.
So that was bits and pieces that I was able to find of this play that happened. They did. Now, you guys wanted to hear my points. Let's go. It's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack here. First of all, let me give a warning. What I'm saying is just my opinion. This is nobody else's opinion. I'm not here to attack anybody. I'm giving this disclaimer right now. So if you're the kind of person you are emotionally attached to this ministry, you might want to leave. But it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. My friend Cimarron that I respect, probably somebody I respect really, really, he knows how much I respect him. I respect him a great deal. And we talked about it. He mentioned something, and he said, Mike Todd is like the Donald Trump of church for Jesus. I'm paraphrasing. In that, he knows how to get attention. He knows how to draw people's attention, and controversy and stuff like that is the best way to do it, to draw attention. It's the best way to do it. Because you would be, because it seemed like he does go out his way to bring this kind of attention. Think about it. He's made Preachers Gone Wild, 4 times? Only him and Bishop Rockamore has made Preachers Gone Wild this much. They made Preachers Gone Wild 4 times apiece. Jamal 3. Todd Hall once. But they made Preachers Gone Wild. And he's going to continue to make Preachers Gone Wild. Transformation Church. So when I saw what was done here, I was split. And I'm going to tell you why. Let me see if y'all can understand where I'm going. When you watch the Grammys, one of the things that people like about the Grammys is the production. It's second to none. It's high class. The visuals is perfect. Everything looks wonderful. They have lights. They have cameras. They have all the smoke and machines and fires and the backdrops and the backgrounds. The dancing's on point. The music's on point. It goes hard, right? That's one of the things that I do love. And I'm actually excited to see that we could actually do that the church could actually put on a production of that level. I'm actually glad about that. That is wonderful. I just wish that they would do it for the Stellas. Put that same money and effort into the Stellas. Not we gonna go the rest of the way. But you know, the attention to the details, making it a production, because it is a production after all. So I'm excited about that. I love the fact that it was done in excellence. It was top notch. I wish a lot of our churches thought like this. I wish a lot of our churches thought like this, on a level of excellence where you go out and you plan to do something and you execute it. And you execute it on a way that's never been done, never been touched. We've never seen a church that I know of do a production on this level. We've never seen it, bar none. No other church. Name another church that has done a production, not that has done a production on this level. Name one and I'll wait. Do I even have it? I don't even know where it is. I don't know where my stuff is no more because everything switched around once this thing. Oh, here we go.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
I'll wait. Show me one church that has done a production on this level. Family Christian Center out here, they do very good production. But on this level, name one church. None. So what they were able to do has never been done. They've broken ground on something that no other church has done. Regardless if you can, for whatever reason, you decided not to. And they did it. And they did it magnificently. They did it. It was amazing. Here's the split. Statistics say that Christianity is diminishing. In fact, it says since its founding, the United States has been a majority Christian nation. It's still a dominant religion, but the majority has been shrinking. A new study says as of 2020, the number of Americans who identify as Christian is 64. It used to be 90. It's 64. It predicts that Christian would become a minority religion in just a few decades. In fact, in 2070, they said it won't even be 30%. So Christianity is not growing, it's diminishing. So when you say you're using this to bring people to Christ, is it really doing so? they said 600 people came to Christ, right? 600 people. You say, how many people? 600 people came to Christ. I don't look, and I'm different. You can say I'm wrong, but I'm always celebrating when people, come to church or whatever. But is it sustainable? See, the thing about, somebody left something, and I'm going to touch on this, and people have been saying it, and this is one of my friends. He said there's a major difference between church growth and swelling. He always says all is still where in divine order. That's funny. He always says that. And to that I say this. When you have 600 people coming, that is a swelling, because you got to understand all 600 is not going to stay. And what I wish, swelling is such, it's a word, but it's crazy, because only time your body swells is when there's an infection or cancer. But neither one are good for a body. But you ready for this? Muscle is good for the body. But you know what happens when you build muscle? Repetition. Your skin, it breaks down. That's the soreness that you feel. And when it comes back together, it comes back bigger and stronger. That's turning into muscle. That's muscle. So when you have muscles, that's different than when you have a swelling. I don't want my arms to swell. I want my arms to be, well, I keep showing my muscle. I want my arms to be muscle. Okay? So when you say 600 people came, pause, but are they going to stay? And my thing is this. I'm not one to believe I need to entertain you for you to find that you need to, that Christ is the answer for you. No, you don't need to preach fire and brimstone all the time. But I know some great speakers. Cimarron is one. Matthew Stevenson is one. I mean, these are great speakers. The word projected could be good enough to compel you to come to Christ. So you mean to tell me we have to have demons and flames and everything else and people talking crazy, talking about having a fatty? I didn't think about Jesus Christ when they was doing that. I was looking at the fat aspirations. So you mean to tell me this is what we need to do to bring people to Christ? My thing is, I said this last week, I love the church. I love church, but I don't recognize this church. Because the line that used to be distinctive between us and the world is so blurry that I can't even tell if it's a line or just a smudge. We doing and you notice they don't do what we do. They don't need to come to church to compel people. They don't need to do church songs to compel people. They come to church when their career is over and they can't sell no more records. Now they want to get to God. They want to come to God. Oh, I want to sing for God now. Because you can't sell. You're too old. You're too fat. So now they don't need you in R&B. So now you come over to gospel. And then you want to flex your muscle because you got so much clout on the R&B side. But now you want to come on the gospel side and think you got the same clout. And stupid us, we allow you in and say, oh, you just as good. And so I'm looking at this thing, and whereas I respect and I do love the production, but are we going too far? Who are we reaching? I don't want to reach I don't want to reach you with that. To me, these are my opinions. I said that before. If I pull up in a Maserati and the woman wants me because of my Maserati, but when I get out the car, she really ain't interested in what I got to say. She just want my Maserati. Is her love for me authentic? Why couldn't I just walk to her in my regular, whatever I got on, and have a conversation with her, and then she likes me, and she likes my personality. She likes that I'm charming and intellectual and everything else, and she likes that I'm respectful, and I'm honoring her and giving her respect. She likes that. Those are the things that are sustainable. Me letting her ride and drive my Maserati can go in just like that. I can lose my money. I can go bankrupt. No, I didn't see that. I ain't see that. You have to send that to me. And so I think a lot of us have become so fans. We become fans of preachers, fans of church, like you do LeBron and Michael Jordan and all these other superstars. You so fan that you can't even see anybody doing it. So the people that had a problem with it, you were ready to kill them. Metaphorically speaking, you're ready to go at them and tell them, oh, you wrong, you hating and whatever. Nobody's hating. People going to be critical because this is the thing that people like me, we don't know what you're trying to do. And here's the thing. You shouldn't have to explain it. You shouldn't have to explain it. It should be evinced. This same spirit that y'all think is just floating around giving different things to everybody, we all have the same spirit. We should all be able to recognize it, because we should say this thing is of God, because we can recognize it. We know it's of God. If you got to explain it to other believers, then you got to question if it's really God. You shouldn't have to explain it to us, because we can't see what you're doing. It's foreign. And one thing that I do know, the Bible said we ain't going to have them tongues like Babel. We not going to have it where it's just devised everywhere and nobody understands each other. No, our tongues will be understand. We will be on one accord. Everybody will be on one accord. That's the only way the Spirit moves, is if we in one accord. But if you doing something that half of the believers don't even know what you're doing, how can you then say it is the Spirit? How can you then say that? We are a peculiar people, because as many believers as it is, as many of us, we should be focused on one thing. And you say winning souls. I ain't with those at all cost people. The Bible says in Nehemiah, and I keep going back to this because y'all keep forgetting, they didn't need all that to get those people to understand. They heard the reading of the word and it was enough. Now, I believe, trust me, I'm a production person. I love production. I love it. But I just think, good Lord, what's next? What is next? What, those of us, I'm looking at y'all comments and I'm with you, but what is next, y'all? What is next? When is it going to be enough? When is the world, see, the world think we there now. We are doing everything that they do. Everything. Now it's in the church. We got demons and all this crazy stuff in church when people can't even know what it is. We don't even know what it is. The fact that I didn't know that this was church was enough. I didn't even know it was church. I thought it was the Grammys. Miss Lynn will tell you. I don't know if she's watching. She would tell you the man did not know that this was a church at first. That's problematic. It's incredible marketing. It's incredible production. It's incredible excellence on a level that I've never seen in any church, and I applaud them for that. But at the end of the day, when people look at this thing and they are having questions about what you are doing, and you don't give them an explanation that even the Spirit could even relay to us, then it's a problem. Your explanation was just like, your explanation was, I want to go everything short of sin. But just because you can do it, don't mean you should do it. Everything short of sin, I mean, good Lord. Wearing a thong ain't a sin. Wearing a thong ain't a sin. But if you wore a thong on stage, what in the world? It's not a sin. Drinking, in my opinion, is not a sin. Are we going to be doing that? That's what I'm saying. Everything should not be done. And I know y'all saying, well, see, who are you to talk to a pastor like that? See, that's where y'all mess up. We are supposed to hold each other accountable. And that's another problem that we done. We put these people on pedestals and we feel like we can't say anything about it. That's not true. We are accountable to each other. Your pastor is accountable to you and you are accountable to him. It's a double way. He has a different gift, a different calling. But he shouldn't be where you can't say anything to him, where you cannot hold him accountable, where you have to follow or just leave. No, that's why we in this situation now, because some of them operate like they don't have to answer to you. I'm gonna get some water. I need my preaching water. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Y'all been keeping it 100 with me. We've been doing what? We a year, almost a year and a half in. Tell me I'm wrong. So I think when I watch this, like I said, I have mixed views. I love it. But at the same time, I'm confused. I don't know where we're going with this. I don't know what's going to happen with us. The church is in trouble. It is in trouble because I think the biggest thing is because the reason why people are leaving because they don't know what they're leaving. There's no definitive. I mean, I get more people to say to me, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. I don't know what that means because if you read the Bible, you follow the Bible, guess what? You are, in a sense, religious. So I don't understand when you say I'm spiritual, I'm not religious. That seems to be the new thing. But I'm telling you, one of the oldest religions outside of Christianity, but you think about it, Muslims are growing, right? Name the Muslims stay. It's lock solid. They ain't wavering. You go to a mosque, they're gonna do it the same way one day until the next. They're not having those kinds of issues. So why we can't get it together? I just don't understand, y'all. And this is the thing that bothers me about it. And this is no knock on what they're doing over there. I don't know them personally. I mean, he did the hawking and all that other stuff he's been saying and all this weird stuff, but this right here, this ain't it. This wasn't it for me. As far as what you were saying it was. What you saying, I'm trying to get people, how many people, and some of you, let me say this. Now I'm about to tick some of you off. Some of you do too much. You always attack other people for having opinions. I've seen some of your stats, well, how many people came to your church? How many people joined your church? I don't have 600 people up in there I'm entertaining. You know, I mean, okay, they came, but what did they get? At what point? I mean, you say they came up there, okay, and then what? Lives, and they say lives were changed. How you know? Did you even call these people and asked? Did you ask them, how'd your life change? Or was it a feeling? See, these things spark emotions. Emotions is what people, and I was in a meeting today, I'm not going to share what was said, but it was about emotions. When you make decisions based off emotions, some of you join churches off emotions. The music that we play, you love it, and you say, oh, God, it's done. You start crying, you run to the altar, and then when you get home, you be like, maybe I shouldn't have joined that church. The pastor say something that's really crazy. People up in there that's really crazy. So you saying, I joined the church, I gave my life to God, but what did you join? What did you do? Because it was emotional. So stuff like that will trigger emotions. But I don't want people to come. If I was to open up the floor and say, anybody want to come to Christ? Come right now. If I was to open it up and say that, and you was crying, you had emotion, it was based off of anything outside of what I said that may have compelled you, you could sit down until you are ready. I'm going to let you cook a little bit more. Yes, come to Christ. But at the end of the day, if it's based off of emotion, it won't last. It's a high. It's like drugs or some of these coffees. It's going to wear off. That's why you don't make these decisions based off of emotions. So your emotions is triggered. So you're going to come and join the church. And then at the very end of the day, a few weeks ago, it's going to filter out. Especially when the pastor start preaching about stuff you don't like. Like what? Like living holy. or not doing some of the stuff that you're doing or compelling you not to do it. And see what ends up happening when you have these swellings, you find yourself having to compromise now. Because if your swelling is of a lot of people in the LGBTQ, XYZ over the square root of 9 plus the minus square of the roots, whatever, then now you can't preach about certain things or you can't say certain things because you don't want to lose that membership. Okay. Then you start, what if you get a lot of feminists in your net swelling? So now being in a traditional marriage where the man leads, you can't even preach about that no more. You find yourself shifting and having to preach other different things to make this swelling stay. But the swelling is an infection and it's going to kill your ministry, but you don't care. You're not going to take the medicine. You're not going to offer the cure. You're just going to keep on. And that swelling is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And until it kills you. And then when you're on your deathbed, now you're saying, oh, where did I go wrong? No, I'm not with that. I'm not with that. I'm just not with that. I've never been one to like emotions is good in church. I'm not saying it's not, but you shouldn't make decisions based off of emotion. You shouldn't just because people with emotion, they like what they saw. Yeah, I like what I saw in production, but is that a good enough reason to say I'm coming to church? People join church on Easter, Mother's Day, Christmas. Nobody joins on Father's Day. Nobody joins on Father's Day, but they join on Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and definitely Easter. And then after a few weeks, when the high is no longer there, they go home. And I'm thinking right now, we have to draw a line somewhere, everybody. It's okay to do production, but we have to draw a line. It needs to be a distinct difference between what we're doing and what they're doing. It has to be a distinct line. We can't be lukewarm. You either have to be on this side or this side. Do your production, but don't go so far no, because there is no grain, there's no this area. I don't see it. I drew a picture, I posted it on my page, and nobody followed it. They didn't understand it. I drew a picture, and it was a sand, and it showed one line in the sand, and then it showed one part that I actually put in Photoshop, and I kind of blurred it out where you really, really can't see it. And I was like, this is church today. And I don't think, I got maybe 10, 11 people understood it, but, it didn't get traction as if I was to play the bass. Everybody wants to see that. But I was making a point that this line is not here anymore. We don't know what it is. And I think I put another line saying in the future, it's not going to be there. Nobody's going to be able to tell the difference between nobody. And that's one of the reasons why we got everybody doing whatever they want to do, because there's no line anymore. And everybody's afraid to draw that line because they don't want to lose the swelling. See, I just brought a message. One of you preachers, if you take the swelling part, I want my residuals. We have to be careful that we don't abuse the liberty that we have in Christ. I agree, Brenda. I agree. And it took a while for me to do this one because, I don't really have a lot of free time to do shows. But I wanted to touch on this because it was crazy. It was crazy to see this. And it was crazy to see people so blinded by it that they couldn't see. And it's okay to be critical, y'all. It's okay for people to criticize what you do. It's okay. Because a lot of the criticisms, they help you grow. I just told you about building muscle. Building muscle is painful. When you lifting weights, it hurts. You wake up sore. But when you see the muscle, you see what you can do. You see how stronger you are. You can lift more. You can do more. Then you see muscle building is better than swelling. I'd rather build it that way. But at the end of the day, you can't get mad for people for having an opinion, especially if you want to be cutting edge. You got to be able to take the criticism that goes along with it. You got to be able to take the criticism that goes along with you want to be cutting edge. And you got to be able to stand firm and say, okay, but you have to be able to adequately explain what happened. Not go around it, not use euphemisms and colloquialisms. You need to be able to explain what happened. Because if you can't, people are going to be more confused. And I think that's where we are right now. That's true. I agree with you, John. And so this is crazy. And I hate it to see us fighting about it. And I'm like I said, I'm going to say this one more time. It's nothing wrong with people being critical of your ministry. If you are a part, listen to some people. Some people don't hate you. They're just critical. And you might want to listen. It might help you. And this is the thing. Watching this wasn't for the mothers. So where was the gap bridged between the patriarchs and the matriarchs of the ministry to the young people? This was all young. And I'm sure that the older people were sitting up in that church, and I'm telling you, the old people were sitting up in that church, and their mothers was like, I ain't feeling this at all. I couldn't imagine doing something like this at Powerhouse. Them mothers would be definitely getting, we done. See y'all later. We gone. That's what would happen. But this, I mean, well, tell me what you think. In the comment section, y'all can tell me what you think. You can tell me what you think. I'm going to do one more thing, and then I'm going to go. I'm gonna do one thing and I'm gonna go. I want you guys to listen to something. I want you next week. I'm gonna do this Monday. Yeah, it was the play. I'm gonna do this on Monday. I want you guys to tell me what you think in this Transformation Church in my background. I'm petty when I want to be. I do like the church though. I'm not gonna even lie. That's the setup is everything. I do. But I want to see how good you are at listening. Nephew Tommy is funny, and the Steve Harvey show definitely does it. And I'm going to do this one thing. Everything else I'm going to save to next week because I got some, because I don't want to, I don't want y'all to be up too late tonight. It's 10:44. Okay, check this out, y'all.
Hello? Hello, I'm trying to reach Winston. It's Winston. Hey, Winston, how you doing, man? This is Kevin, man. I actually, I work with your wife, Renee. Yeah, we met a couple times, man, at the job. I think you might have been taking her to lunch or something, but I work like on the floor above her.
Hey, what's up, dude?
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. You all right? What's up?
Yeah. I wanted to reach out to you, man, and I had something personal I wanted to holler at you about,
Personal?
Yeah.
What personal like what, dude?
Well,
who is this?
My name is Kevin. Like I say, I work on the 7th floor. Your wife is on the 6th, but we met a couple times.
Right. I know you said that, but I'm trying to picture your face. What's up, though, dog? I mean, what's up?
Okay, yeah. How's you and Renee's relationship going, man?
What?
How's y'all's relationship going?
What they got to do with you, dude?
I mean, y'all. I'm just. Y'all been getting along?
Hey, man, me and Renee fine. But what they got? What? Hold on. You say you want to talk to me about something personal. You got something personal about my wife?
Well,
something personal about like what?
What I wanted to tell you, man, is that for some reason, man, I've been having off and on, man, every other day. I've been having these dreams at night.
Please, dreams like what, dude?
Well, every one of these dreams, man, Renee be in them.
Really? Oh, so you work with my wife, right? And you calling my phone telling me you haven't dreamed about my wife?
Well, just
Why you dreaming about my wife?
Well, it's.
Don't worry about it. You at work right now?
No, I'm not at work right now. But
no, ain't no but nothing. Let me tell you something. Don't be calling me talking about you finna have a dream about my wife. What's going on with you and my wife? What's your name, Kevin? I tell you what, I'm on my way up there right to hell now.
No, man, I'm not at the job. I'm not at the job.
Where you at? Let's get off the phone. Why don't you let's talk face to face. You
okay,
man enough to call on
my house
right now. How you get my number? How you get my number? Answer my question.
No, I asked one of the guys at the job for your number, man, because I wanted to be man to man and just talk to you,
So y'all sitting there having a conversation about my wife on the job. Okay. You know what? It's all good. This your number on my call ID right now? Let me call you right back.
No. Hold on. But this is what I'm trying to say.
Hell no, I'm not gonna hold on. You calling my phone? Talking about you having dreams about my wife?
Well, man, I'm just trying to be real with you. And that's why I wanted to see.
And I appreciate that. I'm gonna be real with you too. I'm gonna come whoop your.
But I just want to see how y'all relationship is going, man.
Hey, man, say what you gotta say, dude.
Okay, because see, dog, if these dreams keep happening, it must be fate, man. It must be that me and her are meant for each other.
I don't know what you smoke. I don't know who the hell you are, but I promise you this: when I get off my job today, I'm coming to whoop your. And if I found out that you the one that's been calling my house and hanging up, you ain't got. Matter of fact, I tell you what, don't even worry. Don't
okay.
Worry about it.
Look. Let me ask you this, man. Why is she in all my dreams, man? Why is she there?
Man, I don't know what the hell you dream about my wife for. Probably because you're sitting lusting after my wife. What kind of dude is you, man? That's what y'all doing that job yesterday, looking at my wife every day? What kind of work you do? Huh? You told me you work on the floor above her. Is that why she can't meet me for lunch?
No, it ain't. No, I'm in the accounting department, man. No, I don't know nothing.
Well, you finna be in the book department in about 5 more minutes.
Man, don't you understand that it's got to be fate if she keeps showing up in my dreams?
You know what? Hold on. What the is your last name, dude? I got your number. You say you work on the 7th floor or the 2nd floor? What floor you work on?
I work on the 7th floor. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
You ain't got something to do with it. What's your last name?
My last name is But why is she showing up in my dream? Why is she kissing me in my dreams, man?
Let me tell you something. I don't know what the hell kind of dreams your is having, but when I beat your you gonna swear to God you gonna have one of them Martin Luther King dreams. You understand me? When I get to your job tomorrow morning, I don't give a who you call. Best believe I'm gonna be outside waiting for you.
Okay,
and
why is Renee making love to me, man, in these dreams? It's just passionate, man. Renee love me and I love her, man.
Man, stop calling my wife's name. Calling my wife's name.
But what you want me to call?
Do you know me? You say you know me, right? So you know who I am, right?
I met you a couple times, man.
You know what? I'm calling Renee when I get off this phone with you. Who the gave you my number? Who gave you my number?
You so violent, I don't even want to tell you the dude that gave me the number.
You man up to tell me that you having a dream, sleeping and kissing on my wife? Tell me they gave you my number.
Why is your wife kissing me back in my dream? Why is she kissing me?
You having a dream about my wife, and I'm finna call her. She'll get off the phone with you. Believe that. You have anything else you want to say to me?
Okay, so what I'm supposed to do when I'm asleep and she show up? I'm supposed to just wake up?
I don't give a what you do. You can yourself all I care. I'm finna call you on a three-way with Renee. I want you to tell me that with her on the phone.
Hey, man, I don't even want to go through that. I thought we could call and talk reasonable like men, dog.
We gonna talk like man. Why don't you come see me face to face right now? You call me on the phone? Come see me right now. Come see me right the hell now. Where you at? I'll come see you. You ain't gotta waste your gas.
Man,
come see you.
I don't want to do it, man. I'm finna take some sleeping pills so I can get back to my dream.
You finna take this whoop is what you about to take. I got everything I need to know. I will be on the 7th floor tomorrow waiting for you. I got a special delivery for your. You understand me? Nah.
Well, let me call her first.
Bobby.
Hey, I'll call Renee because me.
Don't you call her? How the hell you get her number anyway? How you get my wife's number? Answer me that.
Renee called me, man.
She called you? Okay. Oh, hold on. My wife called you? So you gonna tell me about? Okay.
Well, let me say this though to you. Winston. Your wife called me and she wanted me to call you.
So my wife told you to call me.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But listen to me, Winston.
But what? What the man? My wife don't call no.
She wanted me to call you. I'm nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Y'all wrong for that, dog. Y'all wrong for that, dog. You know, dog, you wrong for that, dog. Let me tell you something. To go to the job, beat the hell out of whoever came in. I'm hot as hell. Dog, you wrong. Oh, man. You wrong for that, dude. You wrong. You know you wrong, dude. You wrong.
Oh, man. Hey, man, I got one more thing to ask you, Winston. What's the baddest, and I mean the baddest, radio show in the land?
Dog, you already know what the business is. Man, the Steve Harvey Morning Show, player.
So, we're about to go. Get real quick. Would y'all mind me finishing this show later this week? Not on Monday, like later this week, probably like a late Thursday around 9 or something like that, because there's some stuff to talk about, but I don't want to do it. I want to get off of here, but I want to get you guys to bed. But before you answer that, while you're answering that, did you guys pick it up? Let me see how good you are. Somebody already picked up some of it, but did you pick it up? Did you pick it up? Did you pick what happened? This call was crazy to me, and it just happened when I was actually downloading one of the videos that I posted. Is here, but it went to this video, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. But let me see how good you guys are. Did you pick it up? The fellas, I hope you picked it up before I tell you what happened. So, I'm going to tell you something. You got to be smart. And his wife thinks she's smart, but you got to be smart, fellas. Sometimes, and dudes do this too, we'll do stuff to cover up what we're really doing. You see what I'm saying? She already, phone calls come calling and hanging up, right? That's a red flag one. That's a super red flag to me, because you got people calling and hanging up. That's a red flag. Then she won't have lunch with you. So she calls nephew Tommy and had his prank put on you, right? So you like, man, this is a prank. This is a prank. It doesn't erase all this other stuff that's happening. So she's doing that to try to ameliorate everything else that's happening, or not even ameliorate. That makes less worse. So she's trying to circumvent everything that's happening. To me, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, she got some stuff going on, fella, and you getting played. And that's why he's so worked up. That's why he got so easily worked up, because he knows something's going on. I'm going to say this and then we going to go. But, oh, yeah, I'm very good at that. I listen. See, the thing is, y'all need to get a lot of ladies said they want a man that listen to them. But the problem is we listen. And we listen. So we know when these things ain't lining up. We know some things ain't right. We know these things. We know these things. Now, I know I talked about connections earlier, but when you are married to somebody, when you've been with somebody a long time, there is a connection there. And when that connection is distorted or off, you know that too. So he knows something is up. And she thought she could play him by having nephew Tommy call. And y'all, she phone calls. I'm pretty sure it's other things, but the phone calls, and she won't go to lunch with him. He knows something up. That's why he was so worked up. Yeah, Freddie, I saw when you posted it. She with her real man, and yeah, she probably got a snack at work. And that's the crazy thing. And it is scary. It kind of, look, women, ladies, y'all think y'all have it bad, but men, we have it just as bad. I shared you earlier one of my problems. We have it just as bad. I think the dating pool for men and women is about equal, as far as the give and take. It's just, for men out here looking for good women, it's just as rough. Really it is. And this man is worked up because he knows somebody else is smashing those cheeks. Smashing those cheeks. I think I'm becoming, even if nobody watch, I might just post it because, man, I got some interesting stuff, and it's gonna be too late, and I got stuff to do myself. But I thank you guys for joining me. Look, it was good to have this discussion talking about what we talked about before, the whole Mike Todd situation. If you are a member of Transformation Church, I'm not attacking you. I love you. You are part of the body. We just have a hard time over here trying to figure out what's going on. Now, my floor is always open for any of you to come on respectfully, and we can have a conversation. Somebody found out today what it's like to come on my page with that, and they got lit up, and he blocked me. He blocked me. Look, I warned him, don't come to my page. Y'all know y'all boy, he could be savage when he want to be. I try not to be that person, but he found out. Who do I even have it? Please, God, find it real quick. The more you mess around, the more you gonna find out. I don't know where it is. I ain't gonna worry about it. Good Lord. Don't know where it is. Nope, I'm not gonna even look for it. But yeah, the more you mess around, the more you find out. He found out. Hey, from China. Wow. Got somebody from China in here. Go.
The more you around, the more you're going to find out.
Yeah, he found out. Don't come on my page with that foolishness. But to my brothers and sisters at Transformation Church, we over here, we do appreciate the production and the money and everything that you put into it. I saw a comment, I think Chandra left it, that said it was a waste of money. I think if you're looking at it from an entertainment value, I don't think it was. I think it was great production, but I just think looking at it from the lens of religion or being a believer or understanding the things of Christ or understanding the way we are supposed to represent ourselves in this weird, wacky, crazy world we're in, it to me is just I have questions. Okay, so yeah, but I'm gonna jump off of here. I'm glad you guys joined me, man. It was fun. It was a fun show. It was, but I'm gonna finish this up probably Thursday. Finish up this conversation because just a little bit. I might jump on for like an hour because, yeah, I got some more to say. We was gonna go to the big screen tonight, but I do love you guys. I do, and I want you guys to stay safe. With all the shooting and stuff that's going on, I heard about what happened in Chicago. I may touch on that Thursday. We got to do better, people, especially people that look like me. We got to do better. We got to do better. We shouldn't walk into the stereotypes that people have for us. And we should do our best to try to encourage people not to do that. When I'm hearing about people walking in the street, flipping over cars and acting all crazy, come on, brothers and sisters. Stop all this foolishness. Stop all the shooting. Stop all of that. And I don't even know what Black Lives Matter. I've been so turned off from them. I don't even go. I really want to be a part of a community group. This summer, I'm going to be more active if I can find one, because I think they probably gave up on y'all. But we got to do something about this stuff that's happening in our communities. It's crazy. I mean, I'm still a part of the community. I'm still that color. I may live in a different area, but I still have love for my home city. I do work for my home city. And it's sad to hear that people still feel like we got to do the dumbest thing on earth, but you want people to respect you. And here's the thing. We can't not live and try our best to live up to the negative stereotypes. We should try our best to try to go the other way. And it takes accountability on all of our parts. Some of us, we don't do enough. Really, to be honest with you, that would be the best thing for the church, though. That's a mission. That's a mission right there, to get us to see our value as a people together united. It's not flipping over cars, burning buildings, and everything else. That's just not the way to be. I could post the comments or whatever, the news article on my page if you guys want to see it, but it's a disturbing read, to say the very least. It's a disturbing read. And I'm sad that our people just think that's just the way to be. It's just not. It's just not, man. But anyway, I love you guys. We have to save our kids. It is crazy out here, Freddie. It is crazy. I almost was in tears because it's just not a good look. I mean, those of us like myself, I could have gone that way. And it's hard. Everybody don't have that come to Jesus moment where you be like, nah, I don't need to be doing this. But man, what can we do to turn them to a different direction? Because what would make you think that it would be a good idea to actually go down and do that? What would make you think that would be a good idea? And they don't really give a falcon about us. They don't care about some of them don't care. But we could at least try to reach the ones that do. And that's another reason why I'm not really too harsh on Mike Todd, because he at least tried. I don't agree all the way with it, but at least try. He at least trying to reach some of them. I mean, we can debate if we agree with the strategy, but at least he trying. To all these other churches that's trying, what are we doing? This just me just speaking off the top of my head. It's not necessarily on my education thought right now, but I'm just saying, because I'm thinking of what I see. And during the training we had today, one of the first things he brought up is Chicago. Like in one weekend, 100 people can get shot. And it's just like a roll of the tongue. Like, okay, what's for breakfast? Like, you can open a newspaper and they will keep on saying that today. And here's the thing. They will keep on saying it. They would just totally, somebody that doesn't look like us will walk into a building and shoot 30 people. And somehow the violence in Chicago will find its way to the front page. That should tell you everything. Because you can literally, he can go into a building, shoot, and deal with daycare kids and do that. But then the front page will say 100 people were shot in Chicago on the south side. And then they have plastered a picture of people who look like me on the cover. And then on the little, oh yeah, it was a shooting that happened in a daycare center. And they'll leave unknown to sell it. But he was a wonderful guy. Friends said he was wonderful. He just had a weak moment. But then on the other one, they find the worst pictures of you. This is the thing. They find the worst pictures of our children and of me. They'll find me doing this or putting up shooting the duck or whatever. They'll put that or with a pistol or something. They find those pictures. They will not show the pictures with me holding up my degree with my mom on my arm. They won't show me pictures holding up my master's or my summa cum laude. They won't show any of that. They won't even post that. He was a summa cum laude and one master's, magna cum laude. Well, I'm assuming both. But you get what I'm saying. They didn't put none of that in there. They will say he was troubled. He had issues with the law. They put all my bad records and stuff like that. They go all the way to stuff that I didn't even know I did and post that on the news. But we keep walking into it. When will you learn that this ain't a system for you? You can't do what other people do. They will protest and burn buildings. They will say, look at these people fighting for their freedoms. But you do the same thing. They call you animals. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. So I'm sad when I see that. I'm sad when I see that. And they don't want to do nothing about it. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I thank you guys for joining me. I'm about to jump off of here, but I love you guys. Propaganda in the media is intentional. Of course. I'm afraid to let my son go out because he looked like kids that's doing this crazy mess. You don't understand, but it's our job as parents to teach them. I agree. And it's sad that you can't even, depend on where you live, you scared if they even gonna come home because these idiots out there, they're just doing it. Because the scariest thing is this. When I got my first gun, I wanted to shoot it. That's the thing. I wanted to shoot it. And it became, I wouldn't say an obsession, but I spent a lot of time in the gun range. I had a gun. I wanted to shoot it. But I'm a respectable, halfway responsible adult. So you put this stuff in the hands of a hyper-emotional, hyper-aggressive, idiotic teenager. What do you think they're going to do with this gun? It takes an amazing responsibility to be a gun owner. And you giving it to kids that really, when they buy their guns, they're not going to look to go to one of these Napervilles or anything like that. They're going to look for you. People who look like me. You got to do something about it, people. We do. I love you. Good night.